David Dell and welcome to Super Natural Panama. At the moment I'm high in the mountains of Chiriquí in western Panama and about 20 miles or so from the Costa Rican border. Over my shoulder up there, unfortunately it's got some clouds on it at the moment, is Panama's highest peak, the 11,400-foot Volcan Baru. Now just below the volcano down there is a small mountain community of Volcan. And just 2.5 miles west of Volcan is this place, Panama's most unique community. Welcome to Volcan Springs Ranch Estates. Volcan Springs Ranch Estates is less than 10 minutes drive from the center of town. Volcan's main street boasts several supermarkets with a wide selection of fresh fruits and vegetables. There are also gas stations, banks, and ATM machines. Setting up a bank account can normally be done in under an hour. There are hardware stores selling everything from tools to motorcycles. And lastly, Volcan is proud that there are over 50 places to eat. The restaurants include Greek, Mexican, Italian, Thai, and a wonderful intimate international restaurant where the average meal is about $6.50. Volcan Springs Estates is at an elevation of about 4,200 feet, which means we get plenty of tropical sunshine. But this altitude means that we have a low overnight temperature of about 62 degrees Fahrenheit, but the daytimes it rarely, if ever, goes beyond 80, which means you don't need heating and you don't need air conditioning. Just imagine how much that is costing you right now. I know for most of us, springtime is the most special time of the year, the most enjoyable time of the year. But what is special about Volcan Springs Estates is because of our altitude and being in the tropics, we can enjoy that springtime throughout the year. For the past 20 years, my wife and I have been really fortunate because we've been able to travel the world as writers and as video producers looking at retirement destinations. Now we found really there were just 3 essential criteria for a good retirement destination. The first thing, it had to have a good climate, as much sun, sand and palm trees as possible. Secondly, it had to be affordable. Not just affordable for a retirement home, but also in regards to the cost of day-to-day, buying your food, your groceries, your medical care, etc. Third, and very important, it had to be a relatively safe place to live. Volcan Springs Ranch Estates offers more natural diversity than any other project in the highlands of Panama. Homeowners on any of the 125 half-acre lots and 40 condos will be able to walk from a pine-treed fringed lake and minutes later find themselves in the middle of a pristine jungle. Wildflowers and orchids blooming at every step. Turn a bend and your senses are greeted with the sight and sound of a waterfall as it cascades down a sheer cliff face and meanders through several pools before descending over yet another waterfall. Climbing up a hill, you have a 360-degree view over the rolling hills of Volcan, and in the distance is Panama's highest peak, the breathtaking 11,400-foot Baru volcano. Beautiful chestnut-colored horses frolic in a nearby meadow. Volcan Springs Ranch Estates will offer its residents a well-appointed clubhouse, swimming pool, spa, massage rooms, cafe and coffee bar, an equestrian center, plus 24-hour gated security. This will be a resort where residents will find an endless amount of fascinating activities, including many places to hike, explore, and wonder at. All in the wonderful, eternal spring climate that has made the mountains of Chiriquí world famous. Bordering the property is an enormous natural canyon with a wide scenic river winding through it. Along this riverbank, you can walk for miles and never see another human being. Volcan Springs Ranch is such an outstanding area of natural beauty that the owners felt compelled to keep more than 40% of the property as a nature preserve or green area. Volcan Springs Ranch Estates, truly, this is the best of super natural Panama. The centerpiece of the development will be this spacious clubhouse, featuring a wine and coffee bar and fully equipped gym. There are a number of home designs that you can choose from, or of course, you are free to build the home of your dreams from your very own design. The Cherokee Mountains abound with areas of truly supernatural beauty, including the nearby Baru National Park. Here you have 35,000 acres of pristine wilderness that is home to an amazing array of wildlife. This park is part of a much larger international wildlife preserve that straddles the Panama and Costa Rica border. This park, the La Amistad, is over 1.3 million acres in size. The area around Volcan Springs Ranch abounds with places to visit and explore. Pounding, trout-bearing mountain streams and small villages that have an abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables. And if you like fresh strawberries, welcome to berry lover's heaven. One great place for you to stop and see is the orchid gardens of Finca Dracula. This orchid growing garden is rated amongst the top 10 in the world. A place of tranquility and beauty any time of the year. If some of these exotic epiphytes take your fancy, well, why not buy them and then take them back to decorate your home at Volcan Springs Ranch. Less than an hour's drive away is Panama's third largest city, David. In the center of David is the recently built city center and water park. Just steps away are streets full of stores that are bargain hunters' heaven. The town has truly first-world shopping with a do-it center and a first-world supermarket close by, and just a few miles away is PriceSmart. A frequent source of discussion between husbands and wives, and occasionally maybe even to the close argument, is where do we decide to live in Panama? Now, do we want to live by the beach where, it's kind of hot and humid at times, or do we want to live in the fresh mountain air? I love it up in the mountains. My wife loves it by the beach. Does that mean we're going to be in a problem having to decide between one place and the other? Well, actually, no. You can have the best of both worlds. Now, if you buy up at Volcan Springs Ranch, we have a special deal with Hooked on Panama. It's a great little fishing lodge down at Punta Barica, south of Puerto Armuelles. Now, you can come here, you can spend a weekend, a couple of days, go out fishing, horseback riding, kayaking, really enjoy living by the beach. And if the heat and humidity gets too much for you, of course, you just drive back up to your home at Volcan Springs Ranch. So if you come to Panama, you really don't have to choose. You can have the best of both worlds. Well, at this point, you've most probably got a lot of questions. Things like healthcare. What do we do for retirement? Can we start a business here? So one thing I would recommend, and this is a real good sage piece of advice, is to come and stay here for at least a week or 2 weeks. Really check out the country. And then, when you do move, you've made a well-informed decision. So what does it take to make your dream a reality of living here in the beautiful highlands of the tropics? Well, it takes a lot of planning and just a little bit of courage. But you can make your dream a reality. I'm David Dell on behalf of Volcan Springs Ranch Estates. I'd like to say goodbye and thank you for watching this video.